Coming up next on Parent Connection, a conversation with representatives from Seeds for Success. Thank you for joining us on Parent Connection. Today my guests are from Seeds for Success, and we're going to learn all about their program. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Teresa. It's wonderful to be here.
Well, first of all, introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Sure. My name is Najiba Hlemi. I'm the executive director, and I've been with the organization for about 2 years now. And it's just been a wonderful experience working with the youth, hands-on, and raising money for them, and building a program that we're all really proud of and we see growing every day.
That's great.
And I'm Helena Hunter, and I'm a co-founder and former board president. I have been with the organization since 2008, when we first came and talked to you, I think, about what we were doing at Seeds for Success. So I'm glad to be back.
Well, I know that your organization has grown so much. You're celebrating your 10th year anniversary, and you started in Eastport as a social gathering for girls there who lived in public housing. So tell us a little bit about what changes have occurred in the last 10 years.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. We started mostly as a social organization, and we were doing things like juggling and healthy eating and just having a lot of fun. And snacks, they were big,
right.
But also, but then we started noticing as we were getting ready for the program that the girls would come and ask us for their homework help. And we noticed that their skills were severely lacking. And so we decided that we would add tutoring, and later on we added mentoring to the group. Then we started looking at the needs of our community, and we kept expanding. We thought we'd be done after middle school, but we realized our girls needed help in high school as well, so we started the I have to look at my notes, the Academic and Career Exploration Club. And this helps our girls, and soon our boys, get ready for college, or maybe it's a career. I'm sure Najiba has a lot more to say, because we've implemented some changes since she's come on board as well.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Even just the couple of years that I've been here, there's been a great evolution of the organization, both internally, how we serve kids, and how we involve their parents. We've become a lot more intensive and directed, and we're able to now recruit students by just, putting out a few flyers, and we have a wait list of students. So we're a huge program, and there's great demand for the program today.
Well, I know that Seeds for Success, like you said, has been around for 10 years and is well known throughout the community. Like you said, it seems like you're more intentional about what you're doing right now. So I know your mission and vision have really evolved over those years. So could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. One of the things that I'm incredibly proud of within the organization is the way the board operates. And Helena has been with the board for a while and still helps out quite a bit. When the organization first started, it had this very lofty mission to help everybody. And we realized that there's a specific student that we're looking for with a lot of internal drive. So we evolved our mission to be more directed and more intentional, and it's shorter and it's specific, and through that we're able to filter how we service the kids. We have tons of ideas, but we're always reflecting back to the mission. Is this what we intend to do? Right. So now it's been great. We have tons of opportunities that come in because we're very focused on what we want to deliver, and we evolved from a fun group to a social emotional organization to now a strictly academic and career focused organization.
Well, that certainly is a huge change, and I know that when you do it like that purposefully and take your time at it, it really does, when you shorten that mission, it really does help you focus and your vision focus. I know we've done the same thing with the school system, so we're all kind of, when you keep going back to your mission and you make sure you're following that, it really keeps you on that path.
It does, it does. So our new mission is working together as a community to provide children from low-income communities with the skills they need, and with opportunities they need to achieve success in school and life. So that keeps us on track. And I just love our vision, which is every child in Annapolis has the opportunity to build a bright future. We know it's a lofty vision, but we'd really love for it to come true.
And we would too.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's a great vision, and you're concentrated in one area, but you know, wouldn't we love for people watching this to decide, I'd like to start that in my area too, to expand the idea. Because one of the things that we really know in education, and it really has been proven over and over, all the research shows that if a student, and especially a student in need, has a mentor, it changes their life so significantly, and they have that other adult they can go to and really influences their life. But also tutoring, you know, that tutoring that gives them that extra bonus support. I mean, our students are all capable. You know, our mission really is all means all, and we want every student to achieve. But the more support the community can give them, and we just love organizations like yours because you make our job easier, and it's all about the students, and that's what we're really trying to focus on. Tell us a little bit about what you plan to do to celebrate these 10 years of success.
Well, we've been planning quite a bit for this year. We started the year asking ourselves that same question and looking back at some gaps within the services we were offering, and we realized that we had a boys reading program, but it was only for first and second graders.
That's right.
And what we did instead of continuing that program is we stopped it. We partnered with an organization called STARE, which is Starting the Adventure in Reading, and they take care of the reading program in second grade, first and second grade. And then those kids then come into our new boys program, which we're launching this, which we've launched, I'm sorry, this school year. With the boys program, we'll be serving youth who are in 3rd all the way to 8th grade.
Wow.
And then from that point, they'll join our high school program. So they'll have service offering with STARE as our partner from 1st grade all the way up until 12th grade. And at that point, they'll have their careers ready. They'll either go to college or start some trade. So we've really expanded to offer more to the community, and that's how we're celebrating our 10th year. And we're unveiling what we've learned from the community as well. At the beginning of the year, we conducted a focus group at some local low-income housing of males who grew up there for many generations, and basically just asked them, what would you have found useful when you were growing up? And we took all of their ideas, all of their insight, and then we used that to create the curriculum for the boys club. So instead of just thinking, well, the boys are probably similar to the girls, we thought, we don't know anything about boys, so let's go back and let's see what we can figure out. And we did, we learned a lot, and from that focus group, we've determined some 5 basic things that we're going to work on when it comes to the boys.
I really love that you've expanded from the girls to the boys too, to include everyone. And I love the way 2 nonprofits are working together. That really is a model that is perfect because, like you said, STARE has their own focus, and why not let them continue that and then you build from it? So wonderful.
That's what
it's a perfect segue into our girls and boys clubs because they can it just provides a nice little pipeline. We actually get to know these students and welcome them into either
And what's
club.
important is that they've already established that routine of staying after school, getting tutoring. So we're getting the kids that are really interested, their families are interested in them being in this program. And then they go on to ours, and there's a higher chance that they'll remain in our program for a longer time.
Exactly, and I can imagine their families are very, I'm sure that you do have that wait list, because I know their families everyone wants the help,
Right.
the best for their children. If they can get mentoring and tutoring and really help them with those academic goals, sometimes our parents don't feel as capable of doing that
Right.
for whatever reason, or maybe they're working multiple jobs and just don't have the time. So it's really nice that they know they have the community support too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just seeing our mentors work, I realize now I needed a mentor. It would have been a great help.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
it's just a wonderful thing.
I think everyone should have one, and you know, sometimes mentors are mentors without knowing it. You know, they're not
Yes.
intentional mentors, and we look back on our lives and think about it. But this is so nice because it is intentional, and they know that you're coming specifically for them, and that really can boost our child's development so much. So tell me, share with me one of your best success stories that you have with Seeds for Success.
I'm going to share mine because when we first started out, the board was kind of involved in tutoring and mentoring because we didn't have enough volunteers. So I've mentored a girl since she's been in the 5th grade. And it's been an amazing experience for both of us. We've learned so much. The middle school has so many projects, and we didn't know what to pick, so we picked Fannie Lou Hamer. It was a National History Day project. And we were just amazed by what this woman accomplished. I always get a little verklempt and a little tearful because she gave her life for voting rights. And Taja did my mentee did a great project and wound up being chosen as the person to represent Anne Arundel County at the state level.
That's wonderful.
And although she didn't win at the state level, it was just an amazing experience. Got to go to the University of Maryland, Baltimore for the big presentation. It was just wonderful. And I'm proud to say she's a graduate and will be attending college this fall.
Yeah. So she was in our program for 8 years.
Yes.
And that's the kind of story that you love to hear.
Yes.
And how wonderful. And like you said, so many times when you're mentoring or tutoring, you get as much from the relationship as the child gets.
Oh, yeah.
Because it does change your life, and seeing them succeed and learning about things that you might not have ever even thought about, or new math or reading or whatever the issue is that child's having, you tend to immerse yourself in it. And I love to hear that you go beyond just the mentoring or the tutoring, that you're going to other events and you're taking them out into the community.
Yes.
Sometimes our children don't get those experiences, but they're so rich, and being able to show what else is going on and what other extracurricular things that they could be involved in. That's wonderful that you two share that passion together. So also, what makes Seeds for Success different? If our viewers are listening, what makes you different from other programs around the county or around the state?
So just as Helena's example shows, our programs are long-term. Taja, who was her mentee, has been in the program for a little over 8 years actually. And we have youth who've been in the program for 5, 6, 7 years. So that's the number one place to start, where we're very different from the other from other programs. The next is the fact that our students gain a tutor who spends once a week with them doing tutoring, academic coaching, as well as a mentor who spends at minimum 6 hours with them a month, exploring their communities, going to events, ballets, museum, baseball games, to get them to gain a different perspective outside of their community so that they can dream bigger and imagine themselves in a different world. Those are the main things that make us really different, and we're very intentional about what we do. Our children, our youth have a requirement to stay in the program. They have to meet a B average or show strong improvement. Their parents have to attend workshops. They have to gain different badges for things that they achieve, like volunteering and positive attitude. So we're really trying to support them, not just academically, but give them the characteristics, or help them grow those characteristics to help them become successful, employable, when they move on into young adulthood.
Well, I love that whole wraparound services kind of thing.
Right.
Now, I just picked up something that you mentioned that was a little different than I thought. So my tutor is could be different than my mentor.
Right,
They're
or they could be
different
the
people.
same. Right, but mostly they're different people. And it's, again,
So that's two adults that are interacting with
Yes.
you on a regular basis.
increasing that positive interaction, because they may not have that in their communities,
Right.
but they have people who are really positive and remind them to be positive and remind them to focus and dream and share. And it's really a rewarding program to be a part of as an employee, as a volunteer, as a tutor, as a mentor. We have so many great community members who are contributing to this.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I did not, like I said, I did not understand there were two different people. I thought it was one. And that's so enriching that they
Yeah.
really have two now they're
Yeah.
seeing on a regular basis. And that's what we know about the success of programs is that building that relationship
Right.
that's ongoing.
Yes.
That's the important part of mentoring. You're not mentoring if you go in once in a while or every now and then. It has to be an ongoing relationship. I love the story about 8 years or 8.5 years,
Yeah.
a student being involved in the program. That really shows the success of the program.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't like what was going on and it wasn't successful, you know, they would not come back.
Right.
But
If they didn't
staying
enjoy it,
through
yeah.
through senior year, that's impressive.
Yeah, and
So-
we take them on college visits.
Right.
Tyja's, I think,
Yeah.
gone to at least 8 different colleges, had
Wow.
a chance to ask lots of questions and think about what she wanted to do. We sat down and did a budget. We've done so much to help her just imagine her life, what it could be like.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Now tell me about your two newest programs. I think they're Academic and Career Education Club and then the East Boys program.
So we're really excited about both. The Academic and Career Exploration Club, which is what the students named the group. And they decided that that was going to be the name, and they did a great job. They came up with a motto and everything. Is really focused on career building. We went into this program through a partnership with the Junior League of Annapolis, and they funded the beginning parts of this program.
Okay.
And now we've had a few years to figure out how this should look and how this should feel. At first, we thought every youth in this program and the high school program should go to college and all those great things. And then we realized, well, you know what? You don't need college to be successful. There are great trade programs.
Exactly.
So we've actually partnered with Cat South to ensure that every one of our high school students takes trade programs their very first semester, and they can pick the different 4 courses that they
Right.
want to take or trades. And then from there, the students have 3 tracks they can pick from. And their sophomore year, they either go military or military in college, or college or trade. And we help them figure out how to best approach that. You know, some youth, although a lot of them want to go to college, some realize, oh, I don't need that. I can make a lot of money not going to college, and that's okay too. So it's about that career part. The second program we have, which we've launched this year, is the boys program. And like I said, it's from 3rd grade all the way to 8th, and then they'll go into our high school program. And we're very excited about this program. The boys do tend to have a lot more energy. So
I guess they do.
but it's a lot of fun working with them, and they're just so much fun.
That's wonderful. So tell me, what are your dreams for Annapolis's low-income children and their family? What are you all dreaming for them?
Well, for our families, one of the requirements, as I mentioned, for our students is that their families have to attend workshops. And these are workshops that are focused on how to afford college, what are healthy habits, how important sleeping is. So we're
Yes.
just reinforcing a lot of things that we all probably already know. But our dream for our families is that they learn to better support their children. That's the one aspect for the families. For the youth, we want them to essentially grow into self-sustaining adults that can contribute to their community whenever they're ready. I would love to one day see a loop of kids we serve come back and serve the community also.
That would be perfect.
that would be great.
And we're starting to instill that spirit of volunteerism and community and success in them early, so that potentially they could come back and do that.
I think that's really important, and I bet you will see that now that you're having your first students going off to college, and when they come back, they will, because you're their example, and so they've seen what you've given back. Now, how can people, if they want to get involved with this wonderful program, how can they do that?
Well, you can be a superhero like Helen and be a mentor for 8 years or 9 years. That's amazing. Helen actually recently even helped her get her driver's permit. Which is amazing.
Yeah, that was an exciting event.
Yeah.
It's changed so much since my son did it, so it was really interesting.
Yeah, so you could be a volunteer. We have all tons of information on our website, s4sannapolis.org. There's opportunities to volunteer, even if you just want to lead a workshop. If you're really good at something and you say, hey, I can teach the girls how to do this or the boys how to do this, you can put a workshop together. You can tutor, you can mentor, you can participate in so many ways. I bet you there's an opportunity for you to help. You know, just contact us.
Right, and I think that's really important because the more people we get involved, the more students we can help. And that really is always our primary goal. I love the idea how you really infuse the families, involving the families, because that's important too, that the students see all families care about their children. You know, sometimes you'll hear negative people say, oh, this particular group or that group, they don't care. They don't. Everyone cares. They're doing the very best they can.
Absolutely.
And they send us their treasures, the very best they have. And, you know, they're entrusting them, their children, their very most precious gift to us. So helping them is just as important as helping the student, I think. And we all know that when the student sees their family involved, all the national research shows us that students whose family are involved in their education always are more successful.
Yes.
And they can be involved. We don't mean that you have to volunteer every day, because we know some people can't do that, but just talking to them about their education, sharing with them their successes and their failures along the way when they were going, and how to, you know, kind of oversee some of those obstacles and look ahead. That's so important. So I love that you're doing workshops and for the parents.
Yeah, it's an intensive program, and sometimes we get the question, well, why don't you serve more children? And we're growing as much as we can without diminishing our mission, without diminishing the impact of it. And it's because we're serving, a lot of times too, we're serving siblings of the same, so the impact is even greater when you look at a child becoming successful. You're looking at generations afterwards that are contributing and that are successful also. So, you know, the longevity of our program is really what makes this a really exciting program, and it's really what's going to create change for a lot of the youth and their parents getting involved, their communities. You know, anytime we go around, we have a van that was donated to us by a generous donor, and anytime the kids see us, they're interested in our program. They understand the families too. They know who we are. We go in the community, we say, I'm from Seeds for Success. Oh yeah, we know you've been here.
I've seen that van. I really have. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so we're gaining so much interest. People want to be part of this program, and we can grow when we get the community involved. If we can get more tutors, more mentors, more donors, then we can serve more and more children.
Well, I think that's really important, and I certainly hope that the segment helps with that, because sometimes people want to help, they just don't know where to go or what to do.
Yes.
So once they hear about it and they learn a little bit more, we're really hoping that they will reach out, because the more people you have, like you said, I do really appreciate the fact that you don't take on more than you can handle, because that's really important when you're growing an organization. You have made your reputation on being so successful with that student and sticking with it. So you don't want to water down your programs. You want them to be.
Because the Eastport Boys Club has always been a dream of ours, because little boys would look in the room to see what we were doing. When are we going to get a boys club? So this is a dream. This is a great 10th anniversary dream come true for us to have the boys club.
And it's exciting too.
Yes.
You know, I know, like you said, they have lots of energy, so they'll keep you on your toes. I know there's a lot of people you really wanted to take the opportunity to thank that have helped you over the years and have really been there to support you. So we'll give you this opportunity to do that as well.
Well, as you know, a nonprofit relies on donations of any kind. We would not be in this business unless we had the generosity of several people and groups. One of the things is our grantors that we can almost always count on are the city and the county. They've been very good to us, very supportive of us every year. We also have St. Margaret's and St. Anne's, both Episcopal churches, who support our programs. Anytime we have something new, they're very supportive of that. We would not be where we are without Anne Arundel women giving together. They see what we do, and anytime we have a new idea, they're right there for us. Same with Community Foundation of Anne Arundel County. Just can't help us enough, so that's great. And of course, Junior League. We would not be here with the Academic and Career Exploration Club without their help. We have many generous donors. They probably wouldn't want me to listen. Oh, and I almost forgot, HACA. Oh my gosh, the Housing Authority of the City of Annapolis. Yeah. We use their space all the time. We have these wonderful family night dinners that fill the gym. So those have all been very helpful to us. And finally, to Anne Arundel County Schools, you guys have been great. We have an office space through you, and also just the resources that we can call on. It's just been wonderful. So thanks to all of you for that.
Yeah, and all of our wonderful volunteers that go through trainings. Yeah, our volunteers have to be trained every year, background checked. They go through a lot to be able to serve children in the community. So just tons of community. You know, I came from DC and I moved to Annapolis, and I just realized there are tons of resources here. There are tons of helpful people.
Right, there really are.
Who want to help, and it's been just such a great pleasure to just give them that opportunity to be part of these kids' lives. It's been wonderful.
Well, I think it is important to show how Annapolis and Anne Arundel County and all the other nonprofits and different groups all pull together. And I think that is one of our strengths in our county, and certainly the school system benefits from it on a regular basis as well. But people really do care, and people, if you ask, people usually will always support you. And we're just so thankful for Seeds for Success. We are so happy for your 10th anniversary, and we're so happy that you joined us today and shared with our viewers really so much about your program. I really hope that we have people out there that will join you and become volunteers so that you can continue to grow.
Wonderful.
Thank you again so much for being with us today. And thank you for joining us on Parent Connection. Until next time.
Today I come to you with exciting news about school meals. School meals offer students a healthy school breakfast and lunch. Every day, students are offered unlimited choices of fresh fruits and vegetables. Students are encouraged to select up to 2 cups of fresh produce each day at lunch from our unique salad bars. You may also monitor your child's school meals online at My Payments Plus. This is a convenient tool we offer to all parents to make managing your school meal accounts a simple process. To learn more about My Payments Plus, simply visit www.mypaymentsplus.com or call 877-237-0946. Each year, families have the ability to apply for free or reduced price meals. The application to apply is online. Parents, you may log on to applyformeals.aacps.org. The process is fast, easy, convenient, and it's accessible from any computer. Remember, if you received meal benefits last year, you must complete a new application each school year. Thank you for this opportunity to provide you this valuable information pertaining to school meals. School meals fuel your child's brain and body for academic excellence. If you have any questions regarding the healthy school meals offered, please contact me at 410-222-5900.
I'm Corporal Gamble with the Anne Arundel County Police. In regards to school safety, there are certain items that are not allowed in school. Weapons, anything that can be construed as a weapon, cannot be brought to school. Things like switchblades, knives, anything with a sharp point, fingernail files, guns of any sort cannot be brought to school. Also, illegal drugs, prescription drugs, unless they are issued by the health room, cannot be brought to school. Tobacco products of any sort, alcohol, anything of that nature is not something that you can have in school.